Babylon A.D. with Revelation Highway, 10 tracks for 43 minutes. The fourth only studio album from the US 5-piece, released November 2017 via Frontiers. Produced by the vocalist Derek Davis, 4 tracks were released in the promo cycle: Crash and Burn, Rags, Bridges, 1 Million Miles, and I'm No Good For You. It's worth noting that their debut album was released way back in 1989, and their 4th studio album was released to celebrate their 30th anniversary.
That's worse than Austin and fucking Axel combined.
Dave's probably going to want to punch me out after this review, so I'm glad that I'm not sitting right next to him, because...
What, you're going to rely on Nikki to protect you?
Nikki's going to protect me.
She's a man. She's all cool.
I've heard of this band, but not their music. Maybe I heard it back in the 80s, but I don't remember them at all. Clearly, if I did, I didn't rate them, unfortunately. Maybe I need to listen to this a little bit more, but to me, this is just the run-of-the-mill 80s hard rock. It's not crap, but there's nothing exciting to my ears. I think the music is pretty good, but the vocals are just okay and not that good. He's flat on a few words here and there. I'm just being very picky.
It's okay, you're a vocalist.
I'm surprised they didn't fix that, yeah. Not to mention, he sounds like he's really struggling on the song She Likes to Give It. Interesting title.
It's the 80s.
Now, this is what's Dave's probably going to want to punch me out. I said there's a reason why bands like Babylon A.D. didn't make it big. Is they're just not very good.
Pregnant pause, mate.
Nothing even stand out to me. It's not a crap album, but it's just a boring album to my ears. It just didn't excite me. So I gave it a 4 out of 10. There's no standouts.
Okay. I might have to go next.
Here we go, now the retort.
Yeah. You might be surprised. Pretty much all I know about this band is they did the song from RoboCop 2, The Kid Goes Wild. And it's such a cool song. I like that fucking song. I don't know why I never checked out more of their music though. And I think it's because they were part of that last wave of glam and hair metal in the late 80s that got caught up with the manufactured ones that were more image than actual substance. Which was a shame, because that one song was cool. I don't know, I can't defend them. I've only heard the one fucking song until this album. Listening to Revelation Highway's album, I wouldn't pick them as being the same band who did The Kid Goes Wild. Though after 25 years or more since that song, if they were still releasing that same song over and over again, it would be pretty fucking sad.
That says the guy who doesn't like the Europe catalogue.
I haven't heard the new one. I'm missing a whole bunch. I was about to imply, Dave Mustaine, you need to stop trying to do Rust in Peace over and over again.
Here we go.
But much like Jesper Benz's recent solo album that we reviewed, or the German band The Pretty Maids, Babylon A.D. have obviously continued to grow over the years with their 3 albums since their debut. Fucking hell. That's pathetic. People shit on Chinese democracy taking 8 years. What the hell? The songs that make up this album have a lot of life to them, and they come from experience, I guess. You can tell the old bands from the new bands. The old ones, they have talent for saying things with a lot.
What?
They have a way of saying a lot with a little. If that makes sense.
And you're the other way around.
Yeah.
You have the way of saying nothing with a lot.
That's true. Well, if you remember my Saint Anger review, it had 2 fucking pages. I still have a lot to say about the album.
It's okay. I'll 4 hours anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to get to the point with this one. It's no secret there's no money in making albums these days, so I guess there was a point to making this album. It's just because they believed in the songs. The artwork was cool. I gave it 7.5 out of 10. Full on Fire, She Likes to Give It, and Saturday Night. I think I like the title to She Likes to Give It.
I thought you were going to give it a lot more than that.
I only know the one song, so
okay.
Yeah. I'm not Dennis.
You don't want to kill me?
I might sit in Dennis's chair, but it's not fucking...
That's right.
Yeah.
Cool. Who wants to go next? Go on, Nikki.
I'll go. It's short and sweet.
Speak up.
I couldn't help but smile when Jimmy was talking. Babylon A.D. First impression.
That is fucking short.
Sounds very 80s. Not a bad album, but nothing new and doesn't stand out.
Wow.
5 out of 10.
Whoa, okay.
Oh, that was short.
Yeah.
I can't add to what these boys have said, and I didn't like it. I didn't hate it. It's Danzig all over again. Brown.
Brown is the new
Here we go.
folks.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Not a band I was familiar with at all. I only remember sort of pictures in magazines like in Kerrang and Hot Metal back in the day. But a band that never crossed my path, so much like yourself assumed they weren't as good. I got a happy little surprise on this album, to be honest. I thought it was really good. First couple of tracks really jumped out at me. Really nice sounding album. I thought guitar sound was great. Really ballsy low end, which As a guitarist, I like that.
Yeah.
I thought great use of vocal harmony. I know you're saying about the vocals, but I thought when the harmonies came in, it really sort of fattened the sound out. I thought it was really, really good.
No, I like that.
Other than the couple of sort of cheesy 80s lyrical songs, which were definitely there, the other ones I thought were pretty well written and plenty of sort of light and shade to the album progressed. I got a bit of Hagar era Van Halen through the middle of the album, which will probably get me punched on the street. Well, I think to tag them as just a glam band was a bit unfair. I thought it was a fair bit of substance here. I really enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun. I gave it 8.5 out of 10.
Wow.
Highlights were I'm No Good For You, Crash and Burn, Full on Fire, and Saturday Night.
Okay.
You get the punch Jimmy out.
I should have been referring to...
Well, we've crossed over on our standouts a little bit there. And for me, my first one is a long time between drinks for this band. No, a long time. I forget how long the last album was. I think it might be in here somewhere, but generally overall the album sounds good, but it's too compressed for me. I know what you're saying about the bottom end of the guitar, but when you're hearing clipping when everything comes in at the same time, that just spoils it for me, and that's what I heard on this. And I tried it on different platforms and different ways, and I just heard it every single time. They just went too hard for volume at that point in time. It's like someone's forgotten to take the compressor off the master fader, just dial it back a little bit. It's just when everything kicks in at the same time, it just starts clipping. That just shits me, and that'll be a recurring theme with a lot of the reviews over the next week or two. The lead guitar comes through okay. It could do with a little more emphasis, in my opinion, the lead guitar. But that said, when the dueling guitar starts up, this sort of Thin Lizzy-esque kind of vibe on there, that sounds really good. That came good. And the acoustic guitars sound really good on this one. And the keys, when they're used, were laid in nicely. So it's not all bad, it's just that when everything comes in, when the kick drum starts and the bass is going and the rhythm guitar is chunking, it's just clipping, and it drives me nuts. I hate that. I did enjoy the lyrics though. I thought they were well written. Each song tells a story. There was something to say with this song, and it's like what you were saying. I think they came back with a sort of a point to prove one of those songs. And this was to celebrate the 30th anniversary, I think, more than to try and cash in and make a new album. I think it's just a case of we've got some songs. It's our 30th birthday. Let's just put something out there. What's also cool about the writing is that while they're a throwback band, they haven't allowed their new songs to sound dated that way. They sound really fresh. 80s influence, but there's a modern take on it. And like I said, they did a bit of Thin Lizzy in the dual guitar work, in my opinion. I don't know if anyone else got that. But
I didn't get that at all.
No? All right, well, there we go. I really like the guitar work on it. There's some flash, but it's really tasteful overall. And it serves the songs. Combine that with the vocal melodies and the harmonies you were talking about, it works really well. And overall, the album craft is pretty good. Good dynamics and flow. It's got those peaks and troughs that I always talk about. And they got some good hooks too. It's not absolutely brilliant, but they do enough. I like the rhythms as well. The whole thing is a solid album. Not a brilliant album, but a solid album. I reckon these guys would go really well with bands like the Radio Sun. I reckon put them on a lineup together would be a good night out. Basically, if you like the 80s with modern sounds, you're going to enjoy this record. But my final thought, it's a good album, but not a strong listen when you listen to it on a repeat kind of a cycle. Listen to it once, you put it away, bring it back out after a while, maybe put it on again. But if you try and listen to it a few times in a row, it gets stale pretty quick. Unless you're a big fan of the genre, it's not going to survive the long term for you. But that said, there's something for anyone pretty much on this record. Bit of nostalgia. It's a nice touch to see a band celebrate their anniversary in this regard, from my point of view. I go to 7.5 out of 10. I'm No Good For You, Saturday Night, and Crash and Burn were my standouts. Check it out for yourselves and give us your thoughts. Speak.